Thank you. Good evening. Welcome. Great to see you all here. How many of you think that Barry Manilow was the one that wrote that? Boy, no, we all feel old, huh? So 1941, Larry Elgart, and that was the band and it became the theme song for American Bandstand. But back in 1975, Barry Manilow did actually write lyrics to it, so yes. So you didn't know that, wow. It's usually the other way around, thank you. 1941, the next tune, Harry Warren and Mac Gordon for the movie Sun Valley Serenade. And as you can imagine, that's the Glenn Miller Orchestra, and this is one of their favorites, Chattanooga Choo Choo. Tom Monroe there on the tenor saxophone. Chattanooga Choo Choo. 1959 is the year of this next tune. Of course, not every dance tune has to be a swing tune. And so as I looked through the different types of tunes I wanted to put on this program, we definitely pulled some Latin tunes out. And what better way to do it than with Antonio Carlos Jobim. In 1959, and a one-note samba. We hope you enjoy. This is Mike Tamaro's arrangement of one-note samba. Mark Morris on the guitar, Dan Longo on the alto saxophone, Glenn Munson on the trombone. Thank you. This next piece is from Henry Mancini, 1959, from an album called More Music from Peter Gunn. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful arrangement of Blues for Mothers, and this features on baritone saxophone, Zach Scudlark. Zach Scudlark. Would you please welcome to the stage our vocalist for this evening, Mr. Matt Williams.
They've got 2 finals, extra cups, You can't get cherry soda, cause they've got to fill that quota. And the way things are out there, they never will. They've got a zillion tons of coffee in Brazil. No tea, no tomato juice. You'll see, no potato juice. Cause the members down in Santos all say no, no, no. The politician's daughter was accused of drinking water. It was fine with the $50 bill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. She smells just like a percolator. Her perfume was made right on the grill. Why they could percolate the ocean in Brazil. And when they're having HD flavor coffee, ketchup gives some flavor. Coffee pickles way outsell the bill. Why they put coffee in their coffee in Brazil. No tea. You'll see, no potato juice. The vendors down in Santos all say no, no, no. So go down to the local color, serving coffee with a color and all the take a lot of shit. They've got an awful lot of coffee, an awful lot of coffee. They've got a can of coffee in Brazil.
Thank you. I must tell you this. I've been in this band for what, over 30 years? And every time I perform, I get scared. But I'm extremely scared tonight because my wife is not here. She's supposed to sing this song with me. So now I have to do it myself and remember her parts, etc., etc. And it didn't help that she said, break a leg. And I said, oh, thank you. And she followed it up with, no, really. Where's the drum? Too late. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she walks, see, I've already forgotten her. When she walks, she's like the samba that swings and sways and something, something that when she passes, it's one she passes goes. But I watch her so sadly. How can I tell her I love her? Yes, I would give my heart gladly. But each day she walks to the sea, she walks to the just doesn't see what doesn't know. Yeah, I messed up the lyrics in the beginning. It's my wife. I miss her. What can I say? She gets too hungry for dinner at 8. She loves the theater, but she never comes late. She never bothered people she'd hate. That's why the lady is a tramp. She doesn't like crap games with barons and earls. She won't go to Harlem in earth and pearls. Won't diss the dirt with the rest of the girls. That's why the lady is a tramp. She loves the free, fresh wind in her hair, like without hair. She's broke, but it's look. It's California, it's cold and it's damp. That's why the lady's a tramp. She loves the free, fresh, flowing wind in her hair. She likes life without care. She's broke, but it's so it's California. It's so cold and it's damp. That's why the lady, that's why the lady, that's why the lady is a jam.
Matt Williams. I'll introduce the rest of the saxophone section too. Tanya Hagen Allen there on alto saxophone. Clayton Engler on tenor saxophone. Back there on trombone on that solo was Chris Kepke. Rest of the trombone section, Howard Woomer, Glenn Munson, and on the end there, Sam Anderson. We're going to bring Zach out one more time, this time on a smaller instrument. And this is was actually Glenn Miller's theme song, and it originally was called Miller's Song. And then the publisher decided to actually change it to, and this all has to do with record sales, because there was a Sunrise Serenade, which was on one side of the record, and Miller's song was supposed to be on the other side, but they decided to change it to Moonlight Serenade. Here's Zach playing the clarinet part on Moonlight Serenade.
spell out on Friday. This is another one from Glenn Miller that I'm sure everyone's going to know. This is called A String of Pearls. Tanya Hadel on the alto saxophone, Tom Monroe on the tenor saxophone.
1956, Louis Prima, Jump, Jive, and Wail. It was Clayton Engler there on the tenor saxophone. Pete Lawson back there on the trumpet. And while we're at it, we'll introduce the rest of the trumpet section. Matt Pisarcik there on lead trumpet, Chris Ward next to him. And helping us out this evening is Len Morris. On drums, Mike Morris. On guitar, Mark Morris. Paul Simonelli on bass. This next piece is a tune that's been done by so many different groups. Manhattan Transfer did a great rendition of it with vocals. It's called Tuxedo Junction. And it just so happens that the person that arranged this particular piece was the lead trombone player with the band for 22 years. We still talk to him even though he left us to go down and retire to North Carolina. But he's up visiting this week. It's great to have John Zontek back. He's the arranger of this next piece. Would you please say hello to our former lead trombone player, John Zontek. Tanya Hagala there on the alto saxophone. Thank you. Tuxedo Junction. John, thank you for bringing that in. This next tune, I remember listening to, my father had many recordings, and believe it or not, a healthy amount of Glenn Miller. And it's kind of I don't want to say a joke, but sometimes when you talk to jazz musicians about Glenn Miller, some folks laugh and joke it off kind of as a hokey band, but they were really a phenomenal organization. And he was very much a taskmaster in insisting on how they play. And it's why when you listen to the recordings of it, and some of the music that he put in front of them was really phenomenal, especially when he would bring classical music in and put a jazz stamp on it. He was asking them to play as if they were in the top symphony orchestras, and he got what he wanted from them. So my father had me listen to it and listen to it from a standpoint where I really appreciated the musicianship. And this is one of those great numbers of taking a wonderful piece and putting an interesting introduction to it and then move into the classic Miller sound. Here's Serenade in Blue. Thank you. Serenade in Blue. And what dance program would be complete without the average white band, right? Seriously. I'm serious. I mean, how many of you danced to those tunes? 1974, the average white band and Pick Up the Pieces. on the tenor saxophone solo. Would you please welcome back our vocalist for this evening, Mr. Matt Williams.
Pick me a town and any climb, where the people have a swinging time. Folks stay awake both day and night. Everybody's feeling good and right. Then throw me smack dab in the middle. Pitch me smack dab in the middle. Ditch me smack dab in the middle. So I can swing until I satisfy my soul. I want 10 Cadillacs and a diamond bill. 10 suits of clothes that dress to kill. A 10-room house and some barbecue. 50 chicks not over 22 anymore. Smack dab in the middle. Smack dab in the middle. Get me smack dab to the middle. And let me swing until I satisfy my soul. I want lots of bread and gangs of meat. Oodles of butter and something sweet. Gallons of coffee to wash it down. Carbonated soda by the pound. Oh, man. Smack dab in the middle. Pop me smack dab in the middle. Get me smack dab to the middle. And let me swing until I satisfy my soul. I want 100 bands with chorus girls, a street that's paved with natural pearls, a wagon load of bonds and stocks, and open up the door with Fort Knox and throw me smack dab in the middle. Get me smack dab in the middle. Pop me smack dab in the middle, so I can swing until I satisfy my soul. And let me swing until I satisfy my soul. Let me rock and roll until I satisfy my soul. Thank you. Trip on a train, and I thought about you. I crossed the shadowy lane, then I thought about you. 2 or 3 stars parked under the stars, winding stream. Moon shining down on some little town, and with each beam, the same old dream. And every stop that we made, yes, I thought about you. And when I pulled down the shade, then I really felt blue. I peeked through the crack and looked at the track. One brought me back to you. every stop that we made. Yes, I thought about you. But when I pulled down the shade, then I really felt blue. I peeped through the crack and looked at the track, the one taking me back to you. Then what did I do? I thought about you. Thank you. You have the cool, clear eyes of a thinker of wisdom and truth. Yet there's that upturned chin and the grin of impetuous youth. I believe in you. I believe in you. I hear the sound of a good solid judgment whenever you talk. Yet there's that bold, brave spring of the tiger that quickens to walk. I believe in you. I believe in you. And when my faith in my fellow man all but falls apart, I've but to feel your hand grasping mine. I take on to be the cool, clear eyes of a seeker of wisdom and truth. Yet there's that slam, bang, tang, reminiscent of Jennifer Booth. I believe in you. I believe. I believe in you. I believe in you. Thank you.
Matt Williams. Have you enjoyed yourself this evening? Thank you very much. We've enjoyed being here with you. Our next concert of our ticketed series is on January 30th, and it's the music of Woody Herman. And it's a very interesting story about Woody and the various thundering herds that he had over the years. So we hope that you'll come back and join us for that particular concert. As always, go to the Columbia Orchestra website, columbiaorchestra.org, or the jazz band, columbiajazzband.org. As always, please go to the donation page, click on, and say, for the jazz band. $1 million would be nice, so, you know, but whatever you can give. Thank you so much for being here. Because Veterans Day was just a few days ago, we're going to end this evening saluting our veterans. So when you hear your service song, please stand and let us thank you for your service. It takes a few minutes till we get in there, but I'll announce each service song. So please rise when you hear your service song, and we'd like to thank you.
columbiajazztrim.org or columbiajazzland.org. Sign up for the email list. Make sure you know what's going on, and we'll see you at the next one. Thank you.